Top Gun Maverick. So Top Gun Maverick is set 36 years after its predecessor, the first Top Gun movie that came out in 1986. It follows Maverick's return, played by Tom Cruise, where he must confront his past as he trains a group of younger fighter pilots, among them the son of Maverick's deceased best friend, Goose. So, I didn't review the first Top Gun movie on my YouTube channel. I was thinking about it, but ultimately I decided not to review it. So all right, I'll give you a little. I'll give a little review of the first movie. All right, so I didn't see this movie. So this movie came out in 1986. For those of you who don't know, I am 22 years old. So if you do your math, I was born in 2000. I was born in the year 2000. This movie, so movies that came out before I was born, most likely I haven't seen them unless they're very popular, and people all around the world have been talking about it. So unless something like that happens, most likely I haven't seen it. And Top Gun was one of those movies. So people were talking about, the first Top Gun movie is very famous, and the music, the music from the first Top Gun movie, oh my God, Danger Zone by Kenny Loggins. I have heard that song so many times in pop culture. It's been used in like memes, vines, like in clips and other fan made projects. It's everywhere. The song, Danger Zone is everywhere, and everyone's talking about Top Gun, and I don't know what this movie is. I don't know what Top Gun is. I know it has something to do with a pilot jet, and I don't, but yeah, I know Tom Cruise. I know it's the name of a movie, and I would assume it's something. It's a real thing, and Tom Cruise. It's a Tom Cruise movie. That's all I know. So going into the first movie, I had no idea what to expect. I don't know what the movie was going to be about. Like, is there action in it? Is there action? Is Tom Cruise gonna start running and shooting at some criminals, terrorists? I don't know. I don't know. So the first movie, I absolutely loved the first music, the music in the first movie. And also it's really, thinking about the first movie, it's really like a romantic movie. Tom Cruise is, attracted to this woman. He tries to make a move on her, and then he finds out that she works at the facility and she's also his teacher, and then she eventually starts falling in love with Tom Cruise. So yeah, and also I loved the relationship between Maverick and Goose in the first movie. Their friendship, their dynamic, the bond between them. Not just them, but also these young, people, these young fighter pilots, with Val Kilmer, Iceman, yeah, and also just them listening to, playing piano, and just them playing volleyball. The volleyball scene was amazing. Like, the first movie had the volleyball scene, and in this movie, it's not really a spoiler. You've seen it in the trailer. They play football. They play football like at the beach. But yeah. And it's something I really liked. I don't know if I would say I loved the first movie. I know how iconic and famous the first movie is and how popular it is. But in my opinion, and get ready, ladies and gentlemen, everyone. In my opinion, I really do believe, and maybe I'm pretty sure all of you would agree, if not all, I'm pretty sure most of you would agree, if not all, that Top Gun Maverick is better than the original Top Gun. I know it's crazy, but like I fucking love this movie. I fucking love this movie. And I know there's like and I know like during the production of this movie, actually let me I do know that Tom Cruise, Maverick himself, Tom Cruise designed a unique boot camp for the actors, going through 3 months of training under evaluation, aerial, aviation, and the preliminary training to build spatial awareness inside the aircrafts and the flights. So Tom Cruise insisted, he wanted the actors to, know and understand, not just, just act, not just to act, but also to actually be like these pilots. And for him to do that is just a step. It goes beyond just acting. It's just a step beyond. It's a step beyond. It's amazing what Tom Cruise did for all these actors. Like he went above and beyond. He didn't need to. Tom Cruise didn't need to, but he wanted to. He insisted, and he built it, and the actors went through it. I can imagine. The process must be very brutal and challenging, and combine that with acting. That's a lot, and at the end, in conclusion, it paid off. It paid off beautifully. And I love the direction that this movie took, along with the action sequences with the airplanes, and then them dodging the missiles, and all that, what you would expect from the first Top Gun. And I love like the visual, like the aerial and the exterior shots of these valleys and these mountains and these wonderful looking forests. It looks so beautiful. I love nature. I do love nature, and I love the shots of them, flying above like these these canyons, these mountains, these hills, above the forests and the wilderness, but also the emotional weight. God, the emotional weight. Everything you love. I'm going to say this, all right, and listen here. Everything you love about the first movie, they brought it over, and you're going to love. They brought it over to this movie, and you're going to love it. Whatever what you love from the first movie, you're going to love this movie. Is my point. And the performances, of course. I mean, Tom Cruise. I'm not even going to talk about Tom Cruise acting, because this is Tom Cruise we're talking about. He's like right up there with Leonardo DiCaprio, Denzel Washington, like Morgan Freeman. Like his acting is stellar. His acting is stellar. We all know that. It's not, it's nothing new. So, but like Miles Teller, Jennifer Connelly plays his new Tom Cruise's new love interest. From what I know, the first movie it's a different actress, a different character, but this is a new character, a new actress, Jennifer Connelly. I mean, she just plays. I do like Jennifer Connelly. I love Jennifer Connelly. You can go into how much I love Jennifer Connelly in my Hulk review, the Ang Lee Hulk review on here on my YouTube channel. But anyway, but yeah, she just plays. She plays, not only the love interest but also the emotional support to Tom Cruise's Maverick. But yeah, and the performances. I want to just John. There's John Hamm. There's John Hamm, um, but also Miles Teller. Miles Teller delivers such an incredible performance in this movie as the son of, Rooster, the son of Goose from the first movie. And yeah, the resentment, the anger, and the relationship between these two, Maverick and Rooster, is something that needs to be overcome and needs to be resolved throughout the movie. Like, it starts off with them hating each other, but of course, it's from it start off as resentment. They start hating each other, but then throughout, obviously, of course, they start, getting attached to one another. But yeah, this movie, Top Gun Maverick, my God, Top Gun Maverick is better, is way better than the first Top Gun movie, by far. And when this movie comes out on digital DVD, of course, I'm gonna be there. I'll be one of the many people who will be buying it the day it comes out, immediately. Right? The day this movie comes out, for all of I will be watching it. So yeah. So anyway, if you've seen Top Gun Maverick, go see this movie. Fly to your local movie theater. See what I did there? And watch this movie. You have to see it. You have to see this. I loved it. I took my dad with it. I took my dad to see this movie. He didn't see just like me, he hasn't seen the first movie. So we both watched it on Netflix. We both sat down and watched it together on Netflix, and then we drove to our local movie theater and saw this film. But yeah, you have to see this movie. It's great. It's gonna, if I don't do top 10 lists of best movies and worst movies, but it would be. But if I did make I don't do top 10 best movies, top 10 worst movies, but if I did make a top 10 best movies, this would hands down be on my top 10 best films of 2022, of this year. It's that amazing. You have to see it. So if you've seen it, let me know what you thought about it in the comment section below. Thank you so much for taking your time to listening to my review. Please like, comment, subscribe, and I will see all of you lovely people really soon.